What is up, YouTube? Back again with another video. In today's video, man, we're talking about MW2. Now, I had a whole video idea planned for this. I was going to go into like a retrospective type of style video if you guys ever watch one of those on YouTube. Basically, a video going like of someone making a video like on a certain object, either it be a game, movie, book, whatever. And it kind of goes over what that whole premise of the book was about, kind of like some of the hidden stuff people don't notice, that type of stuff. But instead, I wanted to just talk from how I felt in person about the game, because I feel like it's more natural that way. And so, as many people know, I haven't really been into mw3 recently. It's been really just not my game. It's been frustrating. And so I was looking for other games that are Call of Duty to play that I could still grind the most recent COD. So I've decided to work on the Ultra Mastery for Modern Warfare 2 because I'm halfway done with it, or a little over halfway done with it. And because there's actually a calling card and an emblem reward. It's not just a charm like MW3's, and it's something I can work on both 3 and 2. So if I decide I want to play Search and Destroy the Homies, I can do the Ultra Mastery there. And then if I want to work, if I'm playing solo, I want to play some MW2, I can still do the grind over here as well. So it's kind of a win-win, right? And so I've been playing other games too. I hope to upload some Dying Light 2, and then also maybe some Division 2. I don't know. It depends if I get back to it. I kind of beat the game. So I'm kind of doing research on like what I'm supposed to do after the story, because it's very confusing. But anyway, I came back to MW2, and I have to admit, this game is amazing. I've said this since launch of this game. This game was amazing. There's been issues with this game, but it's not issues that no other title has had, especially the last couple of years of 2019 up. And so I want to kind of go over some of the things that I really, really liked about this game, and some of the things I really disliked. And some of those things that I dislike are the same things I dislike about MW3. It just doesn't feel like the things that are causing the problems are affecting the game in a way that I can't play it, if that makes any sense. So some of the things I really like about this game, there's actually quite a bit of things in this game. First off, though, and probably the most controversial thing, I actually like the movement on MW2. I think MW2 movement is far superior than Modern Warfare 3 movement, because I'm actually an OG COD player. I'm not a futuristic COD player who likes the modern times but says he played the old ones. I've actually played the old ones. And I have to say, this game is the most accurate Call of Duty game for movement to the traditional style of movement from the original COD series, Modern Warfare series, and the original Black Ops series than we've had ever in recent era. I mean, that again, I was also someone who liked the EXO movement, but I think there's a time and a place for those types of styles of movements, the sliding, the jumping. I think those are good in a futuristic title, but when it comes to a modern era title, or a title that's trying to go a little more boots on the ground style, it should not be such crazy movement. There shouldn't be no middle ground. It should be one or the other. Either you want jumping and sliding and fast movement in EXO, or no EXO, but you get a little slower, no sliding craziness, no crazy jumping, all that type of stuff. So I really liked about this game because it stuck to its roots, it stuck to its ball and chains of what it wanted to do, and it went for it. And the devs and Infinity Ward didn't cower like Treyarch does every single year, who cowers to the fan base for no reason. So some other things this game did really, really well is the UI. So this is something that's kind of I got used to with MW3, but now that I played a lot last night on this game, I realized how much more convenient the UI is in this game. Because in MW3 it's kind of the same. So this visual thing you're seeing right now is kind of the same in MW3. The only difference is I believe the HUDs are a little more smaller. Like the game modes are smaller, so you can fit more on a screen. But what I really like about this game's UI is it's super simplistic. There's nothing crazy going on. There's no, not that you have to keep in mind that doesn't have no battle pass or anything anymore, since that's no longer a thing to grind on this game, which I honestly do kind of find kind of weird that we're going to be able to grind the battle pass on Warzone Mobile, but you can't grind the MW3 battle pass on MW2. I really hate how these games are not more intertwined with items, because they are the same game. After all, they're the same application, but nonetheless, the UI is more simplistic. The menu for the operators, the way the guns menu is set up is so much more simple, so much easier to easier to understand, and it's so much more straightforward. Even when it comes down to the simple things, like if we go here and we go to friends list, the friends list looks so much better here. It looks so much more colorful. It pops out to you. You can see exactly what's happening on the screen. There's no weird loading issues happening. You can see, hey, Swang is on MW3 now playing clear as day. There's no just different visual discrepancies from it. Like the MW3, everything's like see-through almost in a way. So a lot of times it'll show something and you won't be able to read it, and it gets really confusing. This is super big, bold. I don't know if it's because that black background with the green outline just really helped everything pop, but it looks so good. It works so well, and I don't understand how we got such a shit system in MW3 when it's, again, the same application, the same game, just a different name and a different skin over top of it. But nonetheless, UI over here is better. Again, this is not anywhere near the best UI in COD history. I think that we've had some EXO games, and obviously the OG titles that had, in my opinion, some of the best UIs in any video game ever made. For example, COD 4 Remastered kind of had this, but COD 4 the original had one of my opinion, one of the best looking UIs we've ever had. Honestly, all of the Modern First had some of the best UIs ever made because they were very simple and straight to the point, and it wasn't very complex. It was super easy to understand. But that's my rant on the UI. Again, you can see this in other places. Even here, it's very simple. Everything's in a straight line. Kind of understand everything. But that could just be me. But who knows? Some other things that I really liked about this game is the weapons. This game had a ton of weapons. 77 guns in total, which is absolutely mind-blowing when you think about how many guns that is. 77 guns is probably more than 90% of the Call of Duties we've ever had in the past, minus like Black Ops 3, World War II, maybe even AW. I think AW had almost 80 guns in the game after its whole entire life cycle was over and done with. We had a ton of guns in that game, but this game had tons of guns, tons of options. I mean, in this game alone, you have the MP5, you have the MP5 SD, the M4, 3 different AKs, well, actually 4 if you count the RPK. We have different types of battle rifles, multiple different types of SCARs, LMGs, snipers. There's tons of options in this game, and I think that's pretty big. I think that one of the biggest flaws this game had was not adding more unique style guns, because this game had some problems, like adding 2 different MP5s for no reason. We have the MP5 at launch, and then we have the MP5 SD, which is the Lockman Shroud. That should have just been an attachment modification that you could add, like a suppressed barrel that makes your gun into a burst if they wanted to keep it a burst for the MP5. That would have made more sense, but they didn't. That's fine. But I would rather have seen maybe like the ACR come back in a remastered form, the Galil, some of the other OG guns, like the XMC, maybe even the Ballista or something. But obviously, I understand they have a certain palette of guns they want, and if that gun that we want remastered doesn't fit that palette, I get it doesn't get in, but obviously that could have been a change they could have made over the time in this game. But the guns we got were pretty sick. I relatively enjoy most of the guns in this game so far. Unlike MW3, which MW3 I really don't like any of the DLC guns. I think they're all kind of lackluster so far. Next season's hopefully going to be good because we're getting Advanced Warfare guns, which is insane. But for MW2 side of the game, I really do enjoy what we have currently. Especially now going back and doing some of these guns, especially like right now I'm doing the SMGs. And like throwing out the Vaznev and the MX9 and the MP5 was so much fun. It's so satisfying. And I'm so happy to be back on this game for that simple reason. It's just the gunplay is so much better on this game. It feels smoother, feels more responsive. Gun bullets don't feel like they're disconnecting randomly due to EOMM is hard. So I definitely think EOMM is slightly reduced on this game compared to MW3. And that leads me to the next thing. The EOMM and SPMM do not feel as strong on this game as I did this year, as well as the year before this game. So, Vanguard and Cold War, and then obviously in MW3, those games feel like they're stronger when it comes to SPMM and EOMM, mainly due to the fact that Treyarch's involved, and it seems like every time Treyarch touches something, it just completely fucking breaks. But that's another video on its own. Now, I will say this game does have UM and SPMM. Those both are still a thing. 100% currently into the game, but it doesn't feel as strong. I've only fought one cheater, and I'm not even 100% confident he was cheating. He might have just been using a shite pack. I mean, it's still cheating, but not as severe. Playing the game, I played for a couple hours last night, so it didn't feel too bad. I will say the game is more sweatier than it was, say, a year ago. But then again, as well as a lot of people have been playing MW3 and coming back and forth. And so people have been using MW3 playstyle on this game, which has been obviously going to affect the way that people play the game. And I think one of the biggest things for me, and which is why I'm making this video, is the TTK. I said this from day one for MW3 that the 150 health would be a disaster, and I'm laughing at all the people who said I was wrong, that it wouldn't affect anything, and I'm watching these same exact people getting pissed off at the TTK and how fast and how slow it is to kill somebody and how fast it is to die. I like to say I told you so, but I'm a better person than that. And I would simply say is just next time take something with a little more honesty when someone's telling you from experience that it's never a good thing. Black Ops Cold War sucked for 150 health. Black Ops 4 sucked with 150 health. I think even Vanguard had 150 health or 135 or something, and that game sucked with health. So it doesn't work. Obviously, I don't know why we're still sticking with 150 health. It's trash. Because again, I've made a whole video on how TTK actually works and how there's different types of TTKs. But basically, that 150 health really doesn't matter in the long-term scheme of things when it comes to actual time to kill. The problem is when 150 health games, they seem to never balance the guns correctly. And I think that's the biggest problem we've had so far. But yeah, 100 health in this game was definitely the best choice. And it is so much more satisfying going on a streak on this game. It feels so much responsive. My first match on, I dropped like 50-something kills, and I got tons of quad feeds and rapid kills, and it was so much fun because I was back to being able to actually do that with one mag, a 45-round mag. I was able to get a 5-man, and that felt so much better than when it was been like the last couple of weeks on MW3, or actually more than that, last couple of months on MW3, where feels like you have to sweat so hard. You have a 60-round mag and you still feel like you don't have enough for a quad feed, and that is just not okay in no way in shape and form. But that's just how it is, man. I swear the 100 health is just better, to be honest with you. And again, it could just be because I enjoy the 100 health. I enjoy going for feeds. I enjoy getting nuclears. I enjoy doing that grind. I know some people want to be all tactical. But if you want to be tactical, then you can go play hardcore or play a milsim game like DayZ, Armo Squad, Tarkov or something, or go play Warzone. You know what I'm saying, with the with the armor plates and all that stuff. But 100 health is the way to go. Please, Call of Duty, if you take anything from this video, stay with 100 health. All I'm saying is adjust the headshot multiplayer. That's what you need to adjust. This game, the reason the TTK fell so ass was because of the headshot damage being way too fucking high. I mean, you can hit one shot in this game on a head, and that will completely alter a gunfight. Even if you were being shot first, if you hit the headshot and they miss, you win that gunfight. And so it can feel like unfair at times, or you can feel cheesed if you get headshotted by some guy who got a random bullet hit your head through to flinch or something. But that's that. Some other things that I really enjoy about this game that are really, really small. I really just enjoyed Orion's grind. I enjoyed the Ultra Mastery grind so far. And I enjoyed the raids. I really wish we got more raids. I really enjoyed those. They were really mentally frustrating, but I kind of liked that about them because it kind of challenged me a little bit in how I played. I really enjoyed the free events that we had, some of the cool events we had. We actually had some fun events in this game. Unlike MW3, which we have tons of events, but they've been super dry when it comes to what they are. They're all been XP grinds, and they've all been for mediocre camos at best. In this game alone, I can show you guys real quick. Sorry about my voice, by the way. I don't know what is up with it today. It's just completely being dumb. But if we go to the the event camos, we've had some pretty cool camos at this event. The Blood Cell camo, the Ether Wave camo, the Goalie camo, Galavantic. Hope I pronounced that correctly. We've had some other good ones like the Boys one, which is like a bloody camo. And there's some other ones that I don't have from like buying bundles and stuff throughout the third party areas. But this game did such a great job with camos and having worthwhile grinds, which is really all I can ask for as a player, is just stuff that's worth my grind. Like that one camo on the mw2, which is a white camo with some font on it, which is like, what the fuck is even, like, that took like someone 2 seconds to make, and I have to grind for days to get it. It's just kind of counterproductive in my opinion. But those are some of the things that I really liked about the game. So let's get into some of the things that I did not like. Some of the things I didn't like is, it's really hard when it comes to this game, because this game did so many things correct, and it kind of feels like a dick move to kind of nitpick the things that I didn't like. One of the biggest things I didn't like was a seasonal progression. This is something I currently dislike from COD, and I have been for the last about 5 years. The seasonal levels is dumb. It is retarded. It is the most fuck shit. It is the most dumb shit. It is the most idiotic shit. It's the most idiotic shit that I can ever think of, to be quite honest with you. And I don't know why. I don't know why we have it, man. Just get rid of it. Let me grind to whatever rank I want to grind to. Not Model for 2019. I think it was Cold War, I believe. Let me know if I'm incorrect down there below. It might have been Vanguard. But they pretty much allowed you to grind for as high as of rank as you want. I think you can go up to like 5,000 or some shit. You can go to some crazy high levels in that game, those games. But I really miss that OG grind of getting the 10 prestiges, then getting the level 1000, or depending if that game had or not. Some games had more than 10 prestiges, like for example Infinite Warfare and Advanced Warfare. Infinite Warfare had 30 prestiges for the Grandmaster prestige, and then you had the Grandmaster prestige for Advanced Warfare, which I believe was 22 prestige, so 23, somewhere in that area. And then you had Ghost that had 10 prestiges, but it was prestige per character, so you had 10 different characters, which you could have 10 plus loadouts per character, so you could have hundreds of classes if you wanted it, which I thought was a clever idea. It was a unique type of style of grind. Currently the grind system we have now, it's kind of gay, man. So I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of gay. This idea of capping someone because you don't want them to progress too far, counterproductive, because people like me who grind would keep grinding for a longer period of time than me grinding for a couple weeks at the beginning of every season, and then only playing everyone like for an hour or two a day afterwards every day, because I have no reason to really play the game, especially if you get all the masteries like I have. It's counterproductive. But some of the other things I didn't like about mw2, as well as other CODs, is the Warzone. I didn't like that. I didn't like SPMM, EOMM. Obviously, I'm not a big fan of the store system. I really like Black Cell. Black Cell is a great idea. It is well worth the price. For the people that say it's not, do the math, break the builds, break the classes down, break the items you get down into bundles. You got whereas there's sometimes 10 different $20 bundles in that $30 pack. So it is worth it in the long scheme of things if you're going for battle passes. It's way better than our old premium system that we had before. But I will say that I would much rather have supply dose back in the long scheme of things, simply for the pure fact is it adds a little more uniqueness to the game and adds a little more trickery to the game. Because there's nothing quite like how it was in BO3 Infinite and World War II and Modern Warfare Remastered, like opening a supply drop and getting one of those DLC guns you really, really wanted. There's really no other better feeling than that, I think, in my opinion. Like, it's cool and all to like just unlock the new guns when they come out. Like for example, Season 3, I'll be having Black Cell, and I'll have the guns the second the season drops, right? That's fun and all, but there's no real good heartwarming feeling like there was when you got a gun out of a supply drop or whatever, maybe if you're doing a challenge. And that could just be me, but That's how I feel. I'd much rather have supply drops in a more balanced way. World War II, AW and Infinite Warfare had some of the best supply drops I've ever seen. They're some of the most balanced supply drops, unlike Black Ops 3 and Modern Warfare Remastered, which were severely limited in how good they were, especially Black Ops 3. I don't even want to talk about how much money I spent on that game, bro. I don't even want to talk about it. But that's pretty much everything that I didn't like and liked about MW2. I could probably make a longer video than this, but I feel like people just don't really care. This is more of me just kind of talking about it a little bit, because I kind of want to praise this game, because a lot of people hate on it, so I kind of want to be the one guy that wants to stand up for something that I know is right. Like, this game did nothing wrong. It's too good for people right now. This will be a game like Infinite Warfare, where when it's launched, and in the year or two after it's launched, people will hate on it for no reason. And then, like 5-10 years down the road, they'll look back on it as a lucky charm, like that we had sprinkled in the fire of hell that has been Call of Duty the last couple of years. So I don't know. Let me down below. Do you like MW2? Are you a fan of it? Do you hate it? And if you hate it, do you have actually a legitimate reason other than just you didn't like the movement? Because I feel like that's kind of an illegitimate reason, because most people that like movement-based games are usually ranked players, and fuck ranked players, to be honest with you. I made a whole video on that too as well, if you want to check that out. But if you have a legitimate reason, like there's something specific that you didn't like, I'd like to hear it down below. Again, I'd really like to see some things that are not movement related, because that's only what people complain about this game with. Especially gunplay, because I feel like this game has way better gunplay than the last couple of years. Probably in the last 5 years, this game had the best gunplay out of all of them. I just feel like it's super smooth, and it feels right in this game, to be honest. I can't really explain it. It just feels right. But that could just be me. With that being said, my throw is not working with me today, so I'm going to end the video here. I love you guys. You're one of a kind, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Later.